Hey everyone, in this video we're going to do something special. We're going to take a bad t-shirt design and make it great, all in Canva, and I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to do that on your own so you can do it too. So this video is great for those that are just starting out and don't know how to do t-shirt designs, they're very new to you, and I think it's helpful for those that have been designing for a while to make sure that you still have these 5 different things, these 5 different tips that can make your design even better. So we're going to use Canva because a lot of new designers use Canva. So I'm going to help you out there. So let's get into Canva right now and I'll show you these 5 tips to make your design stand out. All right, so here we are in Canva. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a new one right here in the top left. Hit that, and I like to go to custom size. You could do t-shirt if you want. I like doing custom size and doing 4500 by 5400. So you can type it in here, 4500 by 5400 and pixels, and then hit create new design. Now the reason I do that is that's what we use for Amazon Merch on Demand, and it really works for most other print on demand services. So whether you're selling on Etsy, Shopify, Redbubble, TeePublic, Amazon, that one will still work for t-shirt designs. So I'm going to hit create new design here, and we're going to have a window, a box like this. So let's say you're new to design, you're thinking about Cinco de Mayo, and you want to do taco t-shirts. I think what a newbie might do is come in here to elements, go in here and just type in taco, boom, and let's see all here, and they might just pick the first one. Hey, that's a taco, sure. And then I don't know what to put for text. Let me do text, add a heading. Great. I love tacos. It's for people who love tacos. So I'll just do I love, and then maybe tacos here. And oh, you know what? Maybe all caps. That might be good. Tacos. And they're like, good. It has the words. It has the graphic. I can put it on a t-shirt. Now, this doesn't look like a t-shirt design, right? And there's a lot of problems with this one. It's great if this is your first time at it, you've actually done something and you've opened up Canva, but I'm going to show you a better way to do this. So I actually made a thing here on my other tab of the 5 different tips. So we're just going to do this in Canva. I'm not going to do like a PowerPoint or anything like that. I'll just put this in here. So this is what we did, kind of like this. I love tacos. The first thing I think you can do, tip number 1, is find a better graphic. I'm going to say start with a graphic, because when you go and do tacos right here, and we do elements and we do tacos again, and we saw all of these, in this example, we just picked the first one because that's a taco, and we thought people who love tacos want tacos on your t-shirt. But what would be better is if you pick a graphic that actually has some feeling, some emotion, something unique about it, maybe doing action, maybe it tells a story. So there's a lot of those that are in here. There's this one right here. Let's look at some other ones. There's this one right here. You know, it doesn't always have to be a face. We got some other ones here, maybe this one right here. So I put a list here. You can see that's not a face, that's like a capybara and a taco, right? There's a story there. So first one, pick the right graphics first. This is gonna help you kind of build your t-shirt design. You don't always have to have a graphic, but if you're gonna do a text and graphic t-shirt like we did in the beginning, the graphic needs to be something that talks to the person that's gonna buy it, right? Like, ooh, I want this because, think about that. So let's go through this. This one is someone waving, it's funny. I want this because it's a walking taco that has attitude, right? I want this because it's a capybara eating a taco. I want this because it's cool. He has sunglasses. He's pointing up and pointing at his sunglasses and going, yay. This one has all the things around it. It's not just the taco by itself, but it has food flying around, right? This one has a mustache with the taco. I really like this one. And again, we saw the capybara in a taco, but this one has, I guess that's a bear, maybe, in a taco. So picking the right graphics from the beginning is going to really help your design stand out. way better than what we had here, right? Just this basic taco. When somebody sees this on a t-shirt, they'll be like, I've seen that before. But when they see one of these, well, I've never seen these before, right? Or I've never seen something quite like this. I might need it. And most of the time, it is going to be something that's a pro one, but not all the time. You can see this one right here is not a pro graphic, and it still has some attitude. It still has some emotion and things. So start with the graphic that has emotion. Start with the graphic that's unique, tells a story, maybe doing some action, something, not just a plain taco, even though that's what you're doing for tacos. Okay, that's very important, I think. That's why I put it at number one. And I like to start with the graphics because then we can build around it. The second thing you'll need is, if you're going to pair your text with the graphic, is like we did here, pick a text or a phrase that connects with the buyer. So have something more specific, something more funny, again, creating emotion, probably matching something that we did here. So I'm going to pick this one. And in my example, I have number 2, have a phrase that connects. So first you have to ask, who is this for, right? You get a little more specific, not just someone that loves tacos. We're gonna narrow it down. I put for a dad who loves tacos, right? So dad is more specific. We're creating a dad t-shirt. Father's Day's coming up. I think this will be great. So here are some ideas. Taco dad, just like a regular dad, but way cooler. See, specifically for the dad. Well, we'll tell dad jokes for tacos. I think that one's a funny one. Dads love dad jokes, and you can add the taco thing in there. So we're kind of mashing up two things, dad jokes and tacos. Talk about a cool dad, all right? So that's another one. Like typically dads don't buy these for themselves. So if you make it funny enough, the person that's going to buy this for the dad will want to buy this for the dad because they haven't seen it. Dad bod made by tacos. That's a good one. Super dad and taco lover. So we're just going to pick one of these. I'm going to pick this one. We'll tell dad jokes for tacos. All right. So now that we got the phrase that connects, remember it's for a specific type of person. It could be for a dad. It could be for a kid. It could be for a mom. It could be for even niche down even more. It could be for a teacher who loves tacos, right? So you can get family specific, occupation specific, or something like that. We're gonna do this one. We'll tell dad jokes for tacos way better than I love tacos, right? Even though this is more broad and there's obviously more people who love tacos than just dads, this is almost too broad. It's not something people want to buy for dads in particular. So let's do that. Number 3, picking the right font. Now, how do you pick the right font for your t-shirts? Well, it has to match the graphic that we have here. So we decided on this graphic, and it should match your audience that you're designing for. So in this case, for dads. So typically, dad t-shirts have thick, bold, distressed fonts. So some of these right here are more for dads. You can see this one right here, this one right here, and I can tell you what these are. So this is Zoomy Rough, you can see right there. This one is Bernier. This one is thick as well, but it also matches the playfulness of the graphic. So this one is called Ruda 2. This one right here has the playfulness of the graphic. Not necessarily for dads, but I think it could work. This one's TC October, and this one's Lazy Dog. Again, more matching the graphic than for the dad, but I think it still could work. It has thick lines, rounded corners, kind of just matches this playfulness of this graphic. So let's pick one of those. I'm gonna pick this one right here. This is Ruda 2. Let me show you the difference though before we move on to number 4. I'm gonna pick a font that doesn't match, and you'll see the difference. So I've showed you all the ones that do match, but there's a ton of fonts right on here, and we could pick that one. You can see that really doesn't match. This one, kind of. What if we picked something more like that? So you can see this one could work. Oh, I have all the bold on. Let's just take it all off and try some handwriting fonts. Would this work? No, that doesn't look like it matches the graphic or for dads, right? This one either. So you can't just pick any font. That's why I'm saying it has to be readable, first of all, and it has to be a font that matches either the graphic or the subject or for the who it's for, or both. In this case, we got this one right here, and this one's Ruda too, and I think it matches for both. It matches for the dad because it's nice and thick and distressed, and it also matches for the graphic because it's kind of playful too. All right, so that's the third tip. After you've found your phrase, then you got to pick the right font to match it. And you can see right here, in this first example, I just picked the first font that was up there. I didn't do any research. I didn't try and match anything. I didn't even know who this was for. It was so broad that I couldn't pick the right font for it, right? So that's how important it is to pick the font. So first one, pick the right graphics. Second, pick the phrase that connects. Third, pick the right font. Fourth, have a good layout. So if you don't know what a good layout is, basically stick to a tall rectangle if you're unsure at all. That's really can help. I also have 50 different free layouts with examples on my Detour shirt. So I'll put that right here. It's a free download. You can look over it and study it if you've never designed a t-shirt before. But in this example, I'm just doing, the words up here. Will tell dad jokes for tacos. I kind of broke it up. And I got 2 lines right here and the last line down here. And it's in a tall rectangle shape. The reason for that is your t-shirt size, or your t-shirt itself, the front of it is a tall rectangle shape, and that's what fits best. You want to kind of fill the t-shirt, that t-shirt space. And I just made it bigger. So all you do is you can type it this way and drag it and make it bigger. Boom, boom, like that. So imagine you can literally put a rectangle here, but you don't need to. You can kind of see that it's kind of straight down here, over here, and up and down, and then I have the graphic in the middle. Now it's okay if the graphic is over one of the letters, as long as you can still read it. So if you have it like this, then you can't tell that it says jokes. But if you have it like this and just a little bit, you can kind of tell that it does say jokes here. And so this one too, you would want it like that. There you go. So good layout. Doesn't have to be the best layout ever, but I think like this already, this is way better than this one where we just put words and a graphic and there's no layout. You see there's no tall rectangle. I just put words together and then there's a taco there and that's it. There's no thought of layout, right? I was just throwing things on there without even thinking about that. So right away we can see, wow, what a great improvement. But there is still one more step that I want to have you do. And that is to add visual hierarchy. Now, visual hierarchy can be done in a few ways. It can be done with size, it can be done with color, it can be done with contrast, and then it can be done with creating interest. So let me show you what I did here, just taking this a step further. So I made the top one a little smaller, the top words, will tell. So we got kind of small. Dad jokes is the big one because that's the main thing. I will tell dad jokes, right? This is the dad joke t-shirt. And for tacos is also bigger because that's the thing. It's dad jokes and tacos, right? We still have this here. We have some smaller elements here with the stars. And to fill in the space right here, I have the Mexican flag. Now, you can't see the whole thing in the background, but it's okay. I think the colors will still be good there with the green and the red. So you can tell that it kind of stands out. And we have some green and red in the taco too, so I think that's great. So that's visual hierarchy, is kind of filling the space, making it bigger and smaller, just making it have more interest. Oh, I added this right here. This is just a banner, so you can type in here banner. And I just took this one right here, the first one, and just colored it to the color that I needed. Boom, put it in the back, and there you go. So super, super easy. Now this, I think, is better than this one, right? And it's because we made things smaller, we gave some interest, we added some little elements, and boom, we went from that to this. So let's look at the progression again. We went from this to first picking the right graphics by picking this one. We did this, have a right phrase that connects. Now you can use ChatGPT or brainstorm or come up with a good one. Make sure it's for a specific type of person, and then you can mash up ideas. And then 3, I picked the right font. I showed you some bad fonts, but basically the fonts should match the graphic and should match the person that you're designing it for, or the persona. And then boom, good layout. And then boom, visual hierarchy. Even better, taking it the next step by making some things bigger and smaller, creating interest. It doesn't have to totally fill the space. You can see I got some space here, and that's okay. Now the very next one, I think, will take it even more, and that is to make it on a dark t-shirt, because more people buy dark t-shirts than light t-shirts. Now I'm gonna have to move my face here so you can see that I have one more slide here, and that's this one. Boom. So you can change the background to black here. It was white, right? We can change it to black, and then I just change these to white here. That stands out, and it actually matches the white in there, and we can change these to white as well. And it looks perfect. It looks great. So, I mean, it's not a perfect design, but it's way more targeted than this one, right? If this comes up and then this comes up and you're actually looking for a dad t-shirt for a dad that loves tacos, this is perfect. Well, this one is too generic. Will a dad wear I love tacos with a taco, or will a dad wear something like this? More importantly, will the person buying it for their dad want them to buy this one or the other one? I think this one will actually get you more sales. So have fun with this. The last thing that you have to do is delete the background when you put this on here. Now, if you have Canva Pro, you can hit share and download and hit transparent background and then hit download. Now we're only gonna do, whoops, I downloaded all of these, but we only really need the last one, number 8, and I forgot to pick that. But let me show you what it looks like now that it's transparent. Now here's the PNG that's transparent, number 8. You can see the black is gone, and we can put this on multiple dark colored t-shirts, not only black, on Amazon, Etsy, or wherever you're selling it, on Printify if you want. And I think this does so much better than the original. It's more targeted, it follows good layout, it follows visual hierarchy, has the right fonts, and a graphic that gets attention, right? This is one that like you will stop scrolling to look at this. What is this? Oh yeah, this is so funny, right? It will stop to make you read and look at the whole thing. So those are the 5 tips. Hopefully they help you in your design. Try it out with your next one and hopefully get a lot more sales. So there you go. Those are the 5 tips that you can use to take a bad design and make it a great design. Now, if you want to learn more about t-shirt design, Jay D'Souza and I have a new Skool community called the Shirtheads. I'll put a link in the description. It is a great community. We do live redesigns. We have lots of posts, and I'm going to do more tutorials there as well. So if you have any questions about t-shirt design, I'll put a 7-day free trial link in the description. Now, if you want to learn more about magic layers, I have that video right here. It's a new thing that Canva is doing called Magic Layers. It's absolutely incredible. You have to watch that if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching. And as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.